The United States and Iran have held direct talks for the first time in more than a decade, but there is no agreement yet. US Vice President J.D. Vance said on Sunday, April 12th, that the American delegation is leaving Islamabad without a deal and is expected to return to the United States. Speaking to reporters, Vance said Washington had sought a clear commitment from Iran that it would not pursue or develop a nuclear weapon in the coming years. He indicated that such an assurance was not secured during the talks. He also stressed that the failure to reach a deal is bad news for Iran, more than for the United States.
We have been at it now for 21 hours, and we've had a number of substantive discussions with the Iranians. That's the good news. The bad news is that we have not reached an agreement, and I think that's bad news for Iran much more than it's bad news for the United States of America. So we go back to the United States having not come to an agreement. We've made very clear what our red lines are, what things we're willing to accommodate them on, and what things we're not willing to accommodate them on. And we've made that as clear as we possibly could, and they have chosen not to accept our terms. Well, I won't go into all the details because I don't want to negotiate in public after we've negotiated for 21 hours in private. But the simple fact is that we need to see an affirmative commitment that they will not seek a nuclear weapon, and they will not seek the tools that would enable them to quickly achieve a nuclear weapon. That is the core goal of the President of the United States, and that's what we've tried to achieve through these negotiations. Again, their nuclear program, such as it is, the enrichment facilities that they had before, they've been destroyed. But the simple question is, do we see a fundamental commitment of will for the Iranians not to develop a nuclear weapon, not just now, not just 2 years from now, but for the long term? We haven't seen that yet. We hope that we will. We just could not get to a situation where the Iranians were willing to accept our terms. I think that we were quite flexible. We were quite accommodating. The president told us, you need to come here in good faith and make your best effort to get a deal. We did that. And unfortunately, we weren't able to make any headway. Yeah, obviously we were talking to the president consistently. I don't know how many times we talked to him, a half dozen times, a dozen times over the past 21 hours. We obviously also talked to Admiral Cooper, to Pete, to Marco, to the entire national security team. We talked to Scott Bessent a number of times. So look, we were constantly in communication with the team because we were negotiating in good faith. And we leave here with a very simple proposal, a method of understanding that is our final and best offer. We'll see if the Iranians accept it. Thank you.
However, Iranian media reports say the talks in Islamabad are expected to continue for a second day, suggesting that both sides are still engaged. One of the key issues under discussion is believed to be the Strait of Hormuz, a critical route for global oil shipments. The talks are significant as they mark the first direct meeting between the United States and Iran in over a decade, and the highest level engagement since the 1979 Islamic Revolution. As of now, there is no breakthrough, but negotiations appear to be ongoing.